Apartment owners and managers, what causes rates to go up and how do you keep them low? Here are three key reasons, as well as tips for convincing the underwriter to keep your rates low. Reason number one, loss history. Obviously, if an apartment owner has claims, he or she can expect to see a rate increase. The carrier that pays the claim wants to recoup on their losses. And if it's a new carrier quoting the account, they're concerned about the loss propensity of the insured. They don't want to be the next victim if it seems the apartment owner or manager is frequently incurring losses. So, how do you prevent an increase if you've had losses? Craft a loss narrative. Here's a 4-step process of how to do just that. Number one, communicate what exactly happened. Number two, explain why this is unlikely to happen again. 3, outline when and how the damage was repaired. And 4, demonstrate how the quality of the repair mitigates potential of future claims. For example, instead of telling your underwriter you had wind damage, say 60-mile-per-hour straight line winds directly impacted the roofing system. This is the first time a straight line wind has ever damaged the facility, and based on the geographic location of the property, this seems to be an unusual one-time event. And instead of saying damage was repaired, say roof was fully replaced 1 month later with hail-resistant 30-year shingles. Roofer has provided a 10-year warranty. A narrative of this nature will definitely appeal to an underwriter. Reason number 2, age and updates. Probably the least recognized reason for a rate increase is a building's age or lack of updates. Let's say you own an apartment built in 1975. Now it's 2020. And last year you paid $30,000 for your premium, but this year the insurance company slaps you with a 25% rate hike. You've had no losses over the past 5 years. What a raw deal. But something you might not know is that there are 30 other 1970s built apartments in your area who have had severe claims over the past 5 years. Underwriting managers at your insurance carrier are looking at their total 5-year loss ratio and saying, we need to get more premium on older habitational properties. And unfortunately, you and other loss-free risks are the victims. The way to combat this scenario is facility maintenance and improvements. Make cost-effective upgrades that emphasize weather resistance and fire prevention. And keep detailed records of all improvement efforts. Significant upgrades coupled with detailed records of completed work can go a long way in convincing an underwriter that you're a good risk, even when your buildings are a little bit older. Reason number 3, supply and demand. What do you think when you hear supply and demand? Do you flash back to Economics 101? Low supply and high demand yields an elevated price point. Customers line up out the door to get the latest in-demand gadget, and then a lot of them resell it on Craigslist for double the retail price. Supply and demand. Well, a similar dynamic exists for the insurance industry, but instead of it hinging on the novelty of a new product, insurance supply and demand fluctuates according to losses. Let's say, for example, coastal risks. If a coastal area has multiple catastrophic weather events causing billions in damage, the supply of carriers willing to write in that area is low, and the demand for insurance coverage is high. So, of course, the resulting price point will be high. Hail-prone areas, areas with a high crime score, older properties, or even the apartment industry in general are vulnerable to low supply, high demand type of volatility based on claims over a given period. So what's the solution for managing a market-driven rate increase? You don't have much leverage when the current carrier knows that options are sparse. So it's tough to negotiate price with a single carrier. That's why the best way to approach this situation is by being very proactive with exploring the marketplace. Start 90 to 120 days ahead of the renewal date. Partner with agents who are specialists in the apartment industry and have connections to underwriters and other specialists in this space. Get familiar with the major insurance programs for apartment risks, and also research under the radar markets. Some aggressive carriers may want to utilize high prices to capture market share. Well, there you have 3 reasons rates go up and practical ways you can keep them low. Check out more insurance tips specifically for apartment owners and managers on our website, rekerdres.com, REKERDRES. Thanks for watching.